Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Star Flames and we're back with another video. So if you're new or you're returning and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell and join the family. While you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up. Now, you guys know that yesterday I had shared with you guys that it was Halle and DDG's custody hearing, and the decision was no overnight for DDG with Halo, but he gets to see Halo every Saturday and on a Wednesday as well, and one Sunday. Now, I came across something new while I was browsing through Twitter. And as promised, I did told you guys that once I come across any update as it relates to their custody agreement, custody hearing, you guys know I'm going to keep you guys in the loop. So now I came across this document. It's been alleged that this is a portion of the court document, and it is said that DDG will now have to reach out to Halle via text message whenever he wants to pick up Halo. Remember that they had, DDG's attorney had proposed overnight visitation, and the court said no because there is discrepancies as it relates to abuse being involved, and overnight, that can potentially trigger a, dangerous situation. So that was a no-no. So now what they're saying is that for the times agreed upon, DDG is going to communicate with Halle as to picking up Halo or dropping off Halo. So he has to now communicate with Halle via text messages. And now, because he has to communicate with Halle via text message, there has been some adjustments to the restraining order that he has against Halle and that Halle has against him. Because remember, when it comes to restraining order, you should not contact the individual. You should not be anywhere. I think it is like within a mile of them or something, sort of that. So as such, they basically adjusted the restraining order a little bit, so that means that whenever he reaches out to her, he will not be violating the court's order. Now, as it relates to my personal input into this, what I believe is happening here, I believe like this is a trial phase, because remember they go back to court in October, early October. So I believe what the court wants to do is to see if they're able to communicate as it relates to the co-parenting arrangement without any issues, any feud. And then I believe if this goes through smoothly, then the gap is going to be, a little bit wider. I believe not wider, but, they're going to close in the gap a little bit closer, wherein they are going to try something else. Something else will be given on trial. And I believe if Halle and if Halo, not Halo, but we know the discussion is about Halo, but if DDG and Halle can communicate seamlessly, without any aggression, then I believe they may give DDG maybe starting with one overnight or maybe two, and then see how it works out as time progresses. But I believe that Halle is gonna be extremely calculated in her communication to DDG, because we know that, you guys may say, oh, but there are text messages from the past where she has said horrible things to him. She has hidden ear tags here and there, because that is what Twitter is going by at this point. They're basically saying, oh my God, the court should not put this in place because Halle has basically said horrible things to DDG. She has put hair tags on him, on the car, on the baby, and all of that jazz. But what people need to realize is that the court is trying to help them to come to a amicable resolution in all of this, irrespective of how you feel or irrespective of how I feel. The court is going to make the best decision for the parents and the child as well. So it's not about your feelings. It's not about my feelings. It's not about your opinion. It's definitely not about my opinion. So as such, it doesn't matter what we want to point out on both sides. It really doesn't count. And if we're gonna argue and say, you know what? Yes, Halle sent DDG text messages. Listen, my common sense tells me this. Oftentimes, we tell people a lot of things that we don't even half mean. And I believe that with those text messages, Halle was frustrated. I believe she was frustrated. And the question is, why is it that no one is not focused on the fact that this guy basically got the mother of his child so frustrated, so worked up during her pregnancy, which is not safe for her. Why is it that no one is willing to look into things from that point of view? Why is it that the moment there was a problem on both sides, he never lobbied for her to get help or for both of them to get some kind of help? And it makes you really wonder if people really do care about both parties, because when I do videos about Halle and DDG, I've seen a lot of people basically drawing their own assumption outside of what I've said. You know, a lot of people, they jump to the conclusion that I'm saying, I want this child to not have his father in his life. And that could be nothing but furthest from the truth. Because you guys know, I've always said that I think DDG is okay as a dad. And I also can see where he has made humongous mistakes, and he should try to rise above that if he's serious about being in his child's life, which means no subliminals between him and his mom. Irrespective of how he may feel, he should take his subliminals off social media. If he wants to vent behind the scene, that is up to him, because he's a human being and he has feelings. But when he takes the shenanigans to social media, sets the camera up, timely orchestrated the subliminals that he's throwing at Halle, those are direct and intentional hits at that girl, the mother of his child. And his mother is supporting that behavior. And I don't know why it is that people are not looking into those things and say that's not healthy. What he's doing, it's not healthy for him. As much as people may be supporting him in that behavior and they think it is healthy for him, it's not healthy for him. It's not healthy for the child, and it's not healthy for Halle. So as such, if DDG could replicate what Halle's family is doing, they stay silent when it comes to whatever their opinion is. For us, the court of public opinion, we have no idea what our family members' opinions are. We really don't know, because they don't shade DDG. And if Chloe is able to keep it zip, I believe that anyone can keep it zip. We don't see Chloe, who we know is Halle's main supporter. We don't see Chloe on social media taking jabs at DDG. So that says a lot. So if Halle is not taking jabs at DDG, Chloe's not doing it, DDG can take a page or few from Halle's family. Keep his mess off social media. But he was always talking, always saying something, always having something to say. Naturally, he's going to be hurt even if he's in the wrong. But I believe that men should understand and realize that it is healthy for them to get professional help. While he's there pointing fingers, saying that the girl is psychologically unwell, he needs to realize that his behavior too is also unhealthy. So, if DDG really wants to anchor this, if he really wants to be that amazing father, he can start by acknowledging his mistakes, accepting his wrongs, and that's not something that he needs to publicly do. He needs to do that with his therapist and himself, and just move on, heal and move on. And if there's anywhere that he has gone wrong, he can apologize to Halle, let her know this is his apology for his doing, and let her know that he just wants to move on peacefully, and not just say he wants to move on peacefully, but actually do it in action, not just words, but also action. I believe that this thing is very simple, very easy, and if both parties are determined for it to be a healthy co-parenting relationship for Halo, it can be. Also, I think DDG's mom is a major problem in all of this. There's nothing wrong with supporting your child, and I believe that parents being actively involved in their child's life is very important. But at the same time, do not be the one who is being toxic or enabling your child to do the unhealthy things, because it's not going to help you, the mom, and it's not going to help the child. So I would hope that DDG mom looks into herself and do not facilitate those behaviors, and just try to rise above the mess and move on peacefully and gracefully. But that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. As I've said before, if there's anything new, I'm gonna come back and keep you guys in the loop. So stay safe, stay blessed, peace.